Hey, this is BA, and we're doing WDG Intraday, June 1, 2023 analysis. This one kicks off a series that we're going to be taking a look at some unique attributes of Gann analysis through this series. G's for Gann, page 75 of his masterwork. My calculations are based on cycle theory and on mathematical sequences. History repeats itself. On your screen, you can discern a pattern, slowly rotating of the first three, but the other two are what we would call cockeyed. Why? Because they are from different cycles. This is the trick, to know what cycle is repeating and where. That's where we go with the history repeats itself. And the mathematical sequence part is actually at the core, at the very core of Gann's systems. Mathematical sequences. And notice I said systems there. It's at the core, mathematical sequences. The trick is to know what cycle is repeating and where. No market operates off just one cycle. Some movements are connected in a very unique manner, while the next movement is not, which is a different way of looking at our G's here. We will explore this and other attributes within this series. The real goal of the analyst is to identify a pattern, isolate the cause, replicate, and reproduce it in the future. We'll start here on the identify. And by the way, analyst means you, the viewer. We are analyzing the SPX here. June 1 contains the focus. The major trend of the day is identified along with some intermediate moves. Time here is 13:51 and we move up to 16:21, taking 150 minutes. Price moves 50.25, giving us an angle of 18.52. Nice up move there. Now this one is a sideways move. If you've seen prior videos, I've talked about quantifying the daily moves. And this would be a flat move, even though we hover around that line at several points. It's a flat move, but it's still valid. It's still a move, even though price goes hardly anywhere. 12:21 to 14:39 gives 138 minutes with a price move of 0.43. Gives us an angle of 0.1702. 14:39 to 15:16 equals 37 minutes. Price moved up 11:33, giving an angle of 17.025. Time was from 15:16 to 15:40, or 24 minutes, with a price move of 20.54, giving an angle of 40.55. Now, the first three angles are 1852, 0.179, and 17.025. Barring the decimal, that is if you understand Gann, all these hover around 1780, while our fourth one is 40.55. Here's the key. There is a time relationship within a few minutes of the first three turns. I'll say that again. There is a time relationship within the first three. That's just within about a few minutes. While none of the three are related to the fourth move directly. See if you can find the time relationship between the first three. Next, I'll tell you that it should be obvious to anyone, whether or not you understand anything about Gann at all, what could possibly affect the time move on that fourth move. One possibility that could impact that, if you go back and you take a look at it. So what we're doing here is the goal is to build up these tools and start utilizing them and start focusing you in on a different way of looking at this intraday, because quite frankly, what's been going on out there intraday wise doesn't work. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. Well, this is a different way to start your mind thinking on how to focus in on these elements, where they come from, and more importantly, where do they go? I.e., how do you forecast them into the future?